Happy birthday! Hello. Right, now it's not an illusion, but I am actually one of the older comedians on the circuit. And a lot of you youngsters, a lot of the younger comedians, all you seem to do is talk about dating, don't you? You talk about going on your Tinder and your Grindr and whatever you want to call it these days. And you know what? I'm jealous. Because when you've been married for like nearly 30 years, as much as you are very comfortable with your flannelette pyjamas, you do tend to look at those little silk lingerie and think, maybe it might be nice to have a change once in a while. And not that I ever would cheat. But, you know, I don't know if anybody here has been in a long-term relationship, but it can get a bit boring after a while. Because when you think about it, marriage is like saying you're going to eat the same flavour of crisps for the rest of your life. Seriously, you've tried all the others. You may have even gone over to the other side, and you may have been in a long-term relationship with a what's-it. Some of you may have even dabbled with a skip. Who am I to judge? You may have even thought you found your soulmate, and all of a sudden, without even a "it's not me, it's you," or "it's not you, it's me," disappeared overnight. Thanks, Worcester sauce. I thought we had a future. You may have even given up crisps completely, but then you decide to settle down. And what do you settle down for? Not your cheese and onion, not even your salt and vinegar, certainly not your prawn cocktail. Way too much of a drama queen. No, what do you settle with? Ready sorted. Good, old, reliable. They're not going to let you down, are they? They're not going to suddenly disappear. They go with anything. They've been around for years, but they can be a bit dull, can't they? They can be a bit boring. And they're also very lazy. They are, because when you think about it, Ready Sorted was developed for people that couldn't be bothered to salt and shake. But you know what? I've not been single since the 80s, and dating back then was so different. The internet wasn't even invented. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the internet not even being invented? We used to go to phone boxes. That smell of piss will never leave you. and you know, like, if you want to go out and meet somebody, you had to actually go out. You had to go to a discotheque on a Friday night. And what happened? You used to have a little dance. Yes, I have the talent. And then at the end of the night, they'd play a couple of smooches, and you'd stand there desperate. I mean, to be honest, we weren't even fussy. We'd have danced with anybody. We didn't want to stand there looking like a yellow stickered item in Asda's half an hour before closing. And after a while, you realised you weren't going to get a dance, so you went to the loo. You didn't need a piss, but you went there just to get out of the way. And all you could hear behind the cubicle was people sobbing, people that didn't want to be left on the shelf. Because back then, in the 80s, it weren't a good place to be. You actually became a bit of an embarrassment to your family. My parents, they actually started making excuses for me. They said, our Jackie, oh yes, she's a career girl. She's going places. She's a high flyer. She's got no time for men. I wouldn't mind, but I was only on the checkout in Quick Save. But, you know, look, by some miracle, I actually got plucked off the shelf, and I was married for 30 years, had a family, had a dog, had a caravan. Fantastic. And then two years ago, I gave up Ready Sorted crisps. Yeah. But you know what? It's not all bad. The reason... Well, what happened was, I'm no longer married. Gentlemen, form an orderly queue, please. But what, you know, I can't go back to the discos because they're all drive-through McDonald's now. So I've got to go on the apps, haven't I? So what do? Plenty of fish. I tried uniform dating. Did I get a pilot or a fireman? No, somebody from Greggs and a traffic warden. But you know what, very quick, because I know my time's coming to the end. Joined Plenty of Fish. Now, you have to write a little statement about yourself. That was totally out of my comfort zone, so I thought, it felt like I was writing an advert for a used car in Auto Trader. And it went a bit like this. Originally registered in 1965. One careful owner for the last 30 years. Radiator leaks. Tyres are flat. Suspension has dropped recently. And it needs a bloody good service. Thank you very